This video is brought to you in part by Boutique FDB for all your miniature needs. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day. I am painting today Captain America but zombie version from Marvel Zombies, who's primed with the air primer matte gray. And we're going to be starting off with a little bit of skeleton bone now on some of the parts of his body that are showing, because there's not much skin on these superheroes, and so they had to rip some of the clothes to make some of the zombie-like features appear, right? Because if you look at these models in some angles, they almost look like just like they are normally. Especially one of them that's coming up is the Wasp. I find they could have done so much more for her to be zombie-like. Anyways, I won't talk about her too much, but let's talk back about Captain America, who's ultramarine blue now, getting for all the blue parts, which is pretty much the pants and his top part of the shirt and his cowl and all those things here. I mean, this miniature just looks amazing in general. Again, Simon does it with these Marvel Zombies miniatures. No wonder people were complaining about the prices, but for the quality and for the amount of details, it is well worth it, folks. If you can get your hands on these eventually, or if you didn't back it, I mean, just try and pre-order. You can pre-order. Some people, I found some pre-orders for the entire Kickstarter online, but I didn't do that anyways. I'm supporting one of my local hobby shops here and decided to pick that up. You know, again, the game, if you haven't played it, if you haven't seen my playthrough, take a look at that as well. I played I played a mission. Have I? No, I don't know. No, I haven't played one yet. I don't think on here. I should maybe play one on here because it is so much fun. Yes, I did. No, I did. No, I'm completely losing it. Wow. I'm tired. Pure red now, folks, for the boots, gloves, and you're gonna see what I'm gonna do to the shield later. It's gonna be super cool. This pure red goes on perfectly over the air primers. God, if I haven't said this so many times already, what a difference. I have marine blue as a primer, or sorry, ultramarine blue. I have it as a primer in a rattle can. I could have done that because most of it, the work would have been done here. But then sometimes painting over that blue gets a little tough with some of these colors. So having that gray primer or white or black, it depends on what you want to do for your miniature. I think I'm starting to notice how paint acts over different shades of a primer. And yeah, it took me, 3 years to figure that out. But the gray gives it still a cool look to it, especially if you don't put it too thick on the paint, right? You got to be careful not to put it on too thick or else you can lose your details. But whenever you use like white, well, then it pops even more. When you use black, I find the colors get a little bit darker, which could have been cool for the zombie heroes here. But anyways, I went for the last three all in gray, and just wanted to see what I could do, because some of them I'm going to use some contrast over directly the gray primer. So this is going to be interesting to see how that works out there. Anyways, so again, miniatures, amazing, easy to paint, fun to paint. Now we're going to take a quick little break for a video from my sponsor. Alright, let's keep painting now. We're going to use some shining silver, and this is another fun little touch. They always seem to add a little something to the base. And here we see Winter Soldier's mechanical armor, whatever, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is made out of the same metal as the shield, which is vibranium. Vibranium. Wow. And so I'm using that shiny silver on the back side of the shield as well. So it kind of ties it all in together. It's kind of cool. And the details just on the arm, I mean, it is amazing. Alright, now we're using some matte white, and we're going to be doing, of course, the white parts on the miniature, which is around the waist here. There's his sleeves, and there's the star on his chest. There's the A on the top of his cowl there, and the wings on the side of his cowl. Just all sorts of little areas here to do with the matte white. Again, here goes the details. Like, it's just amazing what they did to get these miniatures look amazing, even if you don't paint them, even if you just did like a dry brushing. And people who are able to do the comic book style painting on this would be amazing. Now I will give that an attempt coming up in a future video, so stay tuned for that. I don't know how that's going to turn out, or if it's going to be something I'm going to like doing, but whatever. We're going to try it, right, and see what this kind of non-perfectionist painter can do. Some rigid brown now for the belt. That's pretty much the only thing we're using for the belt. I could have went with a different brown, but I like this rigid brown. I really like it from the Zombicide Invader paint set. It is a unique color in the Warpainter, and I find it does a great job. It sort of pops, but then when you put a nice wash on it, it does a great job just getting darkened down and getting into the crevices and really making it look great. We're gonna put some dry rust now on those metal girders, and this I think this is metal too. I'm not 100% sure where that Hydra symbol is. I just wanted to have a rusty look, and then when I put the speed paint on the base later, you'll see that like it turns out the same color, so I could have just done that everywhere. Anyways, you'll see. Gemstone now. This is a red metallic, and we're putting this, we put that on the star of the arm that's on the ground there, of the Winter Soldier's arm. And then we're putting this on the area, so I'm going red, white, and blue. Red, white, blue on the shield, but it's like, so it's red, white, and blue, you're going to see that. And then the other area, I have to figure out, okay, so this is the other area with the red, just around that star there in the middle of the shield. And I think this is actually almost like doing exactly the way it is. Elven armor on the part where it's going to be blue now. I didn't want to do the white just yet because I just want to get the blue done. And now the white, this is cool. Fairy dust is an effect, okay? You can add this to any paint to make it metallic. But I find when you paint it on something light like the gray, it turns out white. So you can get your white metallic, which is really cool. And I did hit a bit of the red there, so I touched that up. Matte black for the straps. I could have used the rigid brown, but I forgot and I put it away and all that. And then matte black for all the little Hydra detail there. Trying to get just the edges and just around the circle there. I think I did a pretty good job doing that. It was very detailed, very nice. I didn't want to touch anything else. And then some dark tone pretty much everywhere on this miniature, which is actually, yes, it is everywhere on this miniature. Even the base, because it's going to give like a dark and light look when I put the speed paint over it once it's all dry. And the dark look, the dark tone was perfect for this. I could have went with like an earthy brown tone, but I found the dark tone is what really made the details pop, especially on that silver arm. You get inside all the nooks and crannies. That blue shirt of his becomes even more like, you can see those like scales sort of thing. They're like scales. I find they're like scales anyways. I find his armor looks like that. Some sand golem now for all the base, and this is where you can see that I'm saying, oh boy, this is exactly like the dry rust that's given out, but yeah, it's not a big deal. It's still, dry rust still gives it a nice little effect on those metal plates. Sorry, I went a little off camera there. And then we're gonna do a finishing touch. We're actually gonna put some blood on this zombie, because I just find Captain America, he you know, as a zombie, he lost it a little bit more. Anyways, there you have it, folks. Captain America Zombified is painted and ready to take on the superheroes and bystanders in Marvel Zombies. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you all in the next one.